evening, Northern Colorado. This is Kilo Delta Zero, Tango Yankee Uniform, Joe here in Loveland. I'm net control for this evening's Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club net. And the purpose of net is to provide a forum for announcements of amateur-related events. The meeting time on the air to encourage social interaction between club board members and also to provide you a point of contact for those particular members. This net may be interrupted any time for emergencies or priority traffic. If you need to use the system for emergency during the net, please say break. Give your call sign. We will acknowledge and suspend the net until you advise us that you are clear. Are there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? All licensed amateur radio operators with 70-centimeter privileges are encouraged to check into the net. Of course, club membership is encouraged but never required to be able to participate. This net will begin as a directed net and then shift into an open net. There will be opportunities with stations with equipment for sale to be able to announce those particular items, and check-in is requested for the purpose of county participation and no trek out is required. Once all stations are checked in, net control will ask club board members if they have any announcements. And then we'll call for any other announcements from any other operators. Please be courteous once the formal part of the net is over and allow for break-ins from other stations to be part of the conversation. When checking in, please give your call sign slowly using the EITU phonetic alphabet. This evening, we have had like 23 early check-ins. I'll call for club board members who've not checked in earlier. Please call now.
Good evening, Joe. This is November 0, Echo, Mike, Papa, Greg, Fort Collins, member at large. No traffic.
Good evening, Joe and Annette. Kilo 8 Golf Echo Echo. Jerry in Fort Collins. VP. No traffic.
And would like to welcome N0 EMP Greg and also KAGEE Jerry. Any other club board members who have not checked in earlier, please call. Okay, let's open this up to club members. Club members, Alpha Zulu, who have not checked in earlier, please call.
K5, BBC, Kilo 5, Bravo, Bravo, Charlie, Phil.
Kilo 0, Delta, Bravo, Echo, Debbie in Fort Collins, and I have a PSA for the group.
Okay, Debbie, I got you and got Phil in there. Good. You had an announcement?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyone else? Let's open this up. Visitors, club members, anybody wants to check in, Alpha Zulu, call.
November 6, Golf November, Glenn, Fort Collins.
Good evening, Glenn. Anyone else want to check in?
Whiskey Yankee 7 Alpha Alpha, RJ, Granite Canyon.
Thank you, RJ, coming in with a really good signal. Anyone else want to check in?
W0TJH, this is TJ and Bertha.
Welcome, PJ. Anyone else?
Kilo Delta 0, Yankee Victor India, Greg in Loveland.
Good evening, Greg. I got you, but there was somebody that doubled with you. Ever double with Greg? Come back.
Whiskey 0, Uniform Sierra Charlie, John in Livermore.
Good evening, John, and welcome. Anyone else?
Kilo Delta 0, Whiskey Bravo Charlie. This is Pete, Fort Collins.
Good evening, Pete. Anyone else?
Kilo Echo 0, Papa Oscar Whiskey, Nick in Firestone.
Nice signal, Nick. Thank you much for checking in. Anyone else? Okay, let's move along. Kevin, would you like to do your announcements, N7GES?
Yeah, thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. I'm sitting here waiting for a ride pickup, so wanted to get him in early here before that happened. Probably Joe will make a bit more info about our upcoming meeting, so I'll just mention that to be looking for that. For general radio, for amateur radio in general, we have meetings on the first, second, and third Saturdays of the month in various places. These are not all NCARC. These are various clubs. So keep that in mind. On the February 22nd, which is the last Thursday in February, the Preparedness Education Group, which is just an independent group from any of the clubs, is hosting their monthly face-to-face meeting, and we're going to do an ARES remote net from our meeting location, which is the fire station in Berthoud, PFA station number 8. No, I'm sorry, not Berthoud, Timnath, excuse me. PFA fire station number 8 in Timnath. So that's coming up shortly. And one more. Just a reminder also that the Preparedness Education Group also has a Simplex Net each Thursday evening at 7:30. Simplex Net on 147.42. And anybody that's not aware of our regular Fort Collins amateur radio luncheons, lovingly called the Charlie Brown Ham Lunch, it's every other week. It'll be this coming next Wednesday, a week from today, at the Farmer's Table in Fort Collins at 11:30. I think that's all I have. Thank you. N7GES, I'll be around for maybe only another 5 minutes or so.
Well, before you leave, does anybody have any questions for Kevin at this point? Okay, I guess that's good. Thanks, Kevin, for all that stuff. KC0ZZIE, why am I having trouble with that? Darren, did you have anything for us this evening?
Good evening. No, I don't have anything for the net. KC0ZIE, back to net.
Well, thank you for that, Darren. This Kilo Delta Zero Tango Yankee Uniform Joe here in Loveland. Net control for this evening's on the Colorado Amateur Radio Club net. The only thing I'm going to tell you is that not this coming Saturday. This coming Saturday there is a WARS meeting, and we are very, very lucky to have Bob Schmidt coming over giving a solar presentation. And if anybody's interested in that, we'll be at the Dude Corral. Jeez, that's going back. We'll be at the Golden Corral over in Greeley. It's off of 23rd Avenue there. If you need some more information, just get on WARS at WARS website, and they'll be able to tell you that. Or you can just get a hold of me, too. I'll be able to do that for you. Let this drop. And And 1 week from next Saturday, we have the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club meeting. Our guest speaker, I can't remember his name now, but he's going to talk about the new bands that are offered to all amateurs from the FCC. So that ought to be an interesting, that's something I want to know a little bit about too. Are there any questions for the board? Please call. Okay. Terry, I think you were first. You had a couple announcements. Go ahead. KD0ZWU.
Thanks, Joe. The announcement I have to make is next week, 15th to 19th February, the whole 5 days of the week, there is a school club roundup. This is an HF competition for schools to practice HF. And Berthoud High School, W0BHS, is going to be participating in this all week long. So it'll be from like 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. local time during school hours, and will primarily be on 40 meters from about 7,200 to 7,300 kilohertz. So if you hear a young voice on there during that time, feel free to say hi and give us some points. So this is KD0ZWU, back to net.
Okay, thanks for that. Debbie, you have, you would like to, what's your announcement, please?
Friday, February 9th is National Pizza Day. Greg and I will be celebrating at Bojo's that evening. And for Darren specifically, tomorrow, February 8th, is National Boy Scouts Day. We should appreciate them as well.
National Pizza Day. Yeah, I'm trying to stop that. Thank you for those announcements. I appreciate that. That's very interesting, Debbie. I do appreciate that. Anybody else have any questions or something for the net? Please call.
W0DDZ.
Go ahead, Dave.
W0LEV.
Go ahead. DDZ, go ahead.
Hey, thanks, Joe. I would just like to take a moment to plug the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club YouTube page. You can get there by going to the NCARC.net and clicking on the link on the homepage there. We've had some real good work going into it. Doug N6UA did a presentation on chasing satellites. Chris AE5IT did impedance reflections and transformations. Jerry Roop AB0OB did a presentation on WSJTX. So there's some really cool stuff and really cool stuff to come. We also have been streaming this net as well as the Monday TechNet and the Thursday Aries net on there. So if you missed that, you can catch up there and like and subscribe. Thanks, Joe.
You bet. Thanks very much. LEV, go ahead.
Yeah, there's probably more for board members, and I missed that. I'm going to have to hang it up after this and go to supper. But just an observation on the repeater in general. We used to have some very nice voice leveling. Everybody, I could set the volume control, and it remained about the same no matter who was on, and I didn't have to be active on the volume control. It gets very irritating. I don't know if that's still operational. I don't know if it's been turned off, but a lot of varying levels coming out of my speaker during the day, and it would be nice if they were all about the same. That's all I have, and I need to go to supper. W0LEV.
GE is send a note to techchair@ncarc.net, and that will get you the fastest results. I know that James is not on tonight because he's actually in Denver at a conference, so if you want fast results, that's what I would suggest.
At GES.
Go ahead.
Dave, if you're still listening, I hope, it would be nice to get some a bit more technical info on that voice leveling stuff we had, because I wasn't ever aware of that at all. So if you would either catch me off net, which I won't be available tonight, or email us about that, I think that would be very helpful as well. N7GES, and thank you for bringing that up. It is a much more of a problem nowadays, especially with the Chinese radios, many of which have a very, very low level. But I was not aware that we ever had anything repeater-wide, so I'd love more information on that. N7GES.
Kevin, I think this needs to go to James. I don't think it needs to go to anybody but James.
I would like to know about it as well. I'm often involved in helping understand some of these technical things as well, so I think that's important too.
I understand that, but if he wants a fix, you don't go to the PAO, you go to the tech director.
Okay, I wasn't suggesting go to PAO. I was just suggesting that I would like to get some information about it, and probably all of us might need that info. Thank you, N7GES.
Okay, are there any other comments or questions? Please call. Anybody else have an announcement?
Perfect double.
Go ahead.
Was that sending it to me, Joe?
It was.
All right. Somebody was going to mention to Terry and to anyone else on the net that has events coming up like the one with the high school, send a quick note to info@ncarc.net, and we will get it posted on the website and hopefully get a little more attention to your events. With that, I'll send it back to you, Joe. KC0ZIE.
Thank you for that. That's very good information. Anybody else have anything for tonight? Please call. Okay, we've reached the gear swap portion of our event. Does anybody have any equipment they would like to sell, or something they just got to have? Please call now.
Okay, I'm still around. Yeah, I'll list something.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's W0LEV. I have a Tristal Sky Needle. It is a, metal block, cylindrical tower made of cylindrical steel tubing. It's on the ground. I have the raising fixture, lowering fixture, and the rotor. The only thing I don't have is the electric motor to raise and lower it. You got to do that manually, but I have that. It's on the ground, 2.5 miles south of Carter Lake. W0LEV, it's for sale. And I just want enough to buy an ICOM 7300. No more, no less. W0LEV.
Any comment? Any questions for Dave? Please call.
Hey Dave, what's the diameter on that at the base approximately, and what's the height when it's fully extended or fully raised in 0 EMP?
Yeah, Greg, I think this goes to 72 feet, and the base, oh gosh, I have to go out and measure, but I think it's 6 inches, if not a little more. It's very, very heavy steel tubing. It's pretty robust.
Okay, thanks.
Kilo Echo 0, Papa Uniform, Quebec. I just gotta have that.
is that you in there?
That was.
I didn't quite understand. Go ahead and make your announcement again.
Just looking for a ST8900R.
I think you have a bad microphone connection again.
Just looking for a FT8900R.
I'm guessing that's a Yaesu quad band, right?
Affirmative. I'm looking for something like that for a base station.
Anybody out there got something like that? Well, not tonight, but maybe we'll find you one. Anybody else have any announcements? Okay, well, this is Kilo Delta Zero Tango Yankee Uniform Joe Aaron Loveland. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for participating in tonight's net. We actually had about 38 people that signed in tonight, and we really appreciate that. We will be coming back next Wednesday night at 6 o'clock for early check-ins, and 6:30 we'll start our preamble. So there's no anything for the net. The KD0TYU clear, and everybody have a pleasant evening, and the repeater is open for general use.